Hello and welcome. It is my favourite part of the day. It's story time. So welcome everyone. If you're new, if you're old, if you've been following our story times from the beginning, or if you've just caught in now, don't worry. You can come and jump in from any story from this book. And actually, I've found another lot of these. So when we finish this, which isn't far off, I've got another lot that I used to read, which is a slightly different style, but it's still going through a book, which I am really enjoying. I don't know about you. So let's see where we are today. There were 4 in the bed. So let's see what happens. Old Bear woke up with a bump when something hit him on the head. "Don't do that," he said crossly, and then opened his eyes and found he was talking to the floor. "Well, I wonder how I got down here," he muttered, rubbing his head with his paw. "You fell out of bed," said a voice from above him. Looking up, he saw a row of faces staring down at him. Bramwell Brown the bear, Lucy the rabbit, and Duck. "If you ask me," said Duck, "there are too many toys in this bed. It's overcrowded." "Well, it isn't too bad now," said Lucy. "Not now that Old Bear has gone." "But I haven't gone," said Old Bear. "You look as though you have," said Lucy, hanging dangerously over the side to see how far down Old Bear was. "Well, I didn't mean to go," said Old Bear. "It just happened." "If a few more people happen to go," said Duck thoughtfully, "the others would be able to spread out." "Are you hurt?" asked Bramwell Brown. "Well, I did bump my head," said Old Bear, glad that someone cared. Bramwell Brown climbed down and bandaged his old friend's head with a handkerchief. "Is that better?" he asked kindly. "Yes, thank you," said Old Bear. "You know, perhaps it is true that the bed is too crowded. I think I'll try and find somewhere else to sleep." "We could all look for somewhere else," said Bramwell. "It'd be nice to have a change." The others climbed down too, and all 4 of them set off to look for a new bed. The first place they found was an open drawer. "This looks really good," said Lucy Rabbit, climbing in. "It's full of socks." "They're nice and soft," said Bramwell Brown. "I could sleep in here very comfortably." "And what would happen if someone shut the drawer?" asked Duck. "Oh dear, I hadn't thought of that," said Lucy, wriggling out of the drawer as fast as she could. "I wouldn't want to be stuck in there forever." "No, drawers are not a good idea," said Old Bear. Bramwell Brown found a large fruit basket next. "I think this would be good," he said, "except that it's half full of fruit." "Oh, we could easily eat that," said Lucy, who was always hungry, and she began to munch a large apple. Some hours later, the fruit basket was empty. Well, it was empty of fruit. Instead, 4 rather full toys sat in where the fruit had been. "It's big enough," said Old Bear. But it's not very comfortable," added Duck. "We could come and sit in it for a change," said Bramwell Brown. "Perhaps when we're hungry. But I don't think we could sleep here." "I was so full I could sleep anywhere," said Lucy. But the others dragged her out of the basket and continued to search. Lucy was soon busy pulling the cushions off of all the chairs and piling them in the great heap on the floor. "Come on, everyone," she called from the top. "Try it out." The cushions were so bouncy, but it made them hard to climb up. Eventually they were all balanced on top, but the cushions wouldn't stay still, and soon Old Bear found himself on the floor once more. "Oh, my poor head," he said, rubbing his bandage. "I'm sure I keep bumping my head just because it's already been bumped. I'm going to take off my bandage." "We could use that handkerchief," said Lucy. "It would make a hammock." Lucy Rabbit and Bramwell Brown put the hanky hammock up between 2 chair legs. Old Bear decided he'd never get into a hammock, especially with someone else, and he set off for the kitchen. He remembered he'd seen a very comfortable-looking basket there which was lined with straw and used to keep eggs in it. It could be just the thing. When he arrived in the kitchen, he climbed up and settled himself in the straw like a rather strange chicken. What luxury, he thought. If there hadn't been 5 eggs in the basket, there might even be room for him to lie down. But there were 5 eggs, and he wasn't a chicken, so he couldn't sit on the eggs. His paws seemed to get in the way, and just as he was climbing out of the egg basket, he heard a crash. "Oh no, what's happened now?" he said, rushing back to the other room. And there he found his friends under the handkerchief hammock. "It wasn't strong enough for all of us," said Lucy. "We fell out." "Do you know, I think our bed was the safest place after all," said Old Bear. "But I've had an idea how we can get more room." And that night, if you'd peeked into their room, you would have seen Duck, Lucy Rabbit and Bramwell Brown tucked up in their usual place in the bed. But down at the other end of the bed, tucked in the other way round so his paws met theirs in the middle, was Old Bear. He had the whole bed to himself and he looked very comfortable and very safe. So that is our story of an old bear and his friends who were finding a lovely place to stay. So I hope you enjoyed that and I'll see you soon. Bye!